I haven't heard anybody in my party saying that illegal immigrants should get access to the health insurance marketplace.
I'm so glad you said that. Actually, I have some tape of your Democratic Party members saying this on the debate stage. So they've all said it. Let's play the clip.
A lot of you have been talking tonight about these government health care plans that you've proposed in one form or another. This is a show of hands question, and hold them up for a moment so people can see. Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay.
Senator, that's literally every member of your party, from moderate to more progressive, that have said that in the past.
When the Democratic Party came along in the last election and embracing woke culture and beyond, identity politics, pushing immigration and whatever, there are vast segments of the population in the country spread out that wasn't going for that. They got no problems with the federal government saying, okay, we got federal mandates and this is what is lawful, this is what is unlawful. That's entirely different than you trying to literally impose your will on other people's way of life. When you do that, you get in trouble. Because I know plenty of people that would sit up there. I know plenty of people that voted you could be a member of the LGBTQ community. No problem. Gay rights, transgender rights, etc. Listen, they ain't my flavor. It ain't what I want to do. It ain't what I want to be around. But I don't mind you having the same liberties as I have. When the Democrats came along in the last election, that wasn't enough. You had to love everybody too. You had to embrace everybody too. You had to damn well come across like you wanted to live that life. That's different. People ain't going for that.
Democrats just lack common sense. It's off in the intro. You've got, Democrats being confronted about some of the things, some of the stances they took before to try to appeal themselves for the 2020 election. You also saw Stephen A. Smith pretty much articulate why many Americans voted for Donald Trump, why many Americans are moving away from the Democratic Party, from California all the way to New Jersey. And I think it goes to show you that I've been warning about this for a while to the Democrats. As an American, I want both political parties to be better, right? Yeah, I have a preference for one. Yeah, I'm conservative. Yeah, I'm Republican, but I'm American first. And that's something I always pledge on this channel, that no matter my political persuasions, I always believe that I have to pitch whatever idea I have and make the case to appeal to the American interest. That's the only thing I care about mostly. That is the North Star of my channel. But I digress. Dems over the last 24 hours, illegals don't qualify for Medicare. They only qualify for emergencies, not full Medicare. They qualify for full Medicare in some states, but it's paid for with state funds. The federal funding we're asking for won't go to illegals. Only a small fraction of the federal funding we're asking for is for illegals. So it's for illegals, right? And this is kind of like lying by omission. And this kind of tactics that the Democrats employ, it backfires on them a lot, because people, one of my main criticisms from liberals in the modern left, they come across manipulative, right? Conservatives, they come across kind of harsh, uncaring, right? That's the stigma about conservatives. Oh, we don't care about people, but it's based in a practicality. Hey, we can't do this forever. Hey, there's a cost to this. Regardless if it affects you or not, there's a cost to this, and it's not sustainable. We have to do the practical thing. We have to do the efficient thing. We have to do the smart thing. And people don't like it. People would rather be lied to, right? Like Zoran Mandami here, saying Democrats feel the same way, that there's simply no chance that Mandami being the mayor of New York will not have negative consequences for the Democratic brand or nationwide. The office is too big and too consequential. The best thing that can happen to the Republican Party, a communist mayor in New York. The Dems have gone stone cold crazy. Can you argue with that? And you want to cry about Trump, right? You want to blame Trump. Oh, Trump shut down the government. Oh, wait. Who voted for the CR? Oh, the Republicans did. It's a clean CR. What are you complaining about? And now Donald Trump's using this opportunity. Republicans must use this opportunity of Democrats' forced closure to clear out dead wood, waste, and fraud. Billions of dollars can be saved. Make America great again. Just in, Republicans call to take full action of George Schumer's shutdown and clear out dead wood. Look, including $8 billion in climate grants. this is a pure backfire from the Democratic Party to the Democratic Party. And I kind of want to highlight this because it seems like the media people, they're slow. Like, they just realized what Trump is trying to do here. And I find it funny that these are the people who are supposed to be informing the American people. Let's take a look.
So, Michael, let me bring you to today. President Trump posts on social media he's meeting with Vote today, quote, to determine which of the many Democratic agencies he recommends to be cut and whether or not those cuts will be temporary or permanent. Is this what Republicans voted for when they voted unanimously to confirm Russ Vote at OMB? Is it what voters voted for?
Yeah, well, yes to both. You know, I'm sorry, we have a responsibility as citizens to fully flesh out what a presidential candidate intends to do. Donald Trump told us that he wanted to be a dictator. Donald Trump told us he wanted retribution. Donald Trump lied about not knowing anything about Project 2025, but as he tweets out today, he's fully aware of what it is because it is executing a strategy within his own administration. So, you know, there was a lot of BS and lying about what this wasn't. You certainly, on the weekend, we started talking about this a year before we got here. And so the reality of it is here we are. And so to the, you know, incredible reporting by McKay, the reality for the country right now is, okay, if this is the idea to create a unitary executive, which is the power center of all of this, to put all the power of the federal bureaucracy in one person, then what happens in the next election?
I just want to cut in real quick from the BS now propaganda that they try to put in this video, right? So he comes out and the guy says, hey, Trump knew about Project 2025. Trump acknowledged that, hey, a lot of what Project 2025 speaks about, I agree with because it aligns with my agenda. There's some things I don't agree with. And one of the things that Donald Trump said he agreed with Project 2025 was cutting the government, making it more efficient, right? And he's just asking for this guy's opinion to make and recommend what cuts he should make. And the funny part is, right, is that Trump's administration just canceled $8 billion in Green New scam funding per the OMB director Volk. Take full advantage of the Schumer shutdown. Schumer shutdown, right? Because end of the day, how did Trump get here? Like let's reverse engineer how Donald Trump ended up being in the position he did. All the Republicans voted for the clean CR. Everyone admits that this is a clean CR, right? Right. Okay. So that means BS Now, MSNBC will have to admit that the Democrats was playing all along for Project 2025. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But it's Trump's fault. But wait, but how Trump got in this position in the first place? You ask simple questions like that, and this narrative crumbles. This is on Democrats. This is Democrats' mistake. And Trump Schumer, this is why I'm so like, I'm just surprised. I'm like, yo, this should be an easy conclusion, right? Because Chuck Schumer warned about this the first time, the last time the Democrats was in this position. He just said, hey, let's just vote for the CR. It's a clean CR, let's vote. Oh my God, Chuck Schumer didn't fight. And then y'all want him to fight? Chuck Schumer fight. And this is the result. This is the result. I'm going to put you back on the clips now. But this is the result.
Fix this problem. And look, we have $0 coming into the federal government right now because the Democrats shut it down. So what Russ Vote is working diligently on is examining how we can fix this mess to ensure that critical funding continues, that we can get people paid. But the Democrats are making that very difficult. And that's why the president put out a statement this morning saying that we're going to start looking across the board at layoffs and at agencies that we feel do not best serve the American taxpayer that may need to be halted or permanently cut.
So on that, I wanted to ask you about that because he mentioned Russ Vote in that. I think that came out about 8 o'clock this morning about cutting certain programs that they deem are not necessary. Is that real or is that a negotiating tactic?
Oh, it's very real. And the Democrats should know that they put the White House and the president in this position. And if they don't want further harm on their constituents back home, then they need to reopen the government. It's very simple. Pass the clean continuing resolution, and all of this goes away. We would not be having these discussions here at the White House today if not for the Democrats voting to shut the government down. This is an unfortunate consequence, and the president and Russ Vought will be meeting on that later today.
You need an Excel spreadsheet to be able to follow their demands. Their demands to keep government open, you stack them here, you could stand on them and paint the ceiling. And that's not much of an exaggeration. And when Senator Schumer announced these demands, that's when I knew. I knew it in a nanosecond. We're going to have a shutdown. Because my colleagues, my Democratic colleagues, are very smart people. And Senator Schumer is a smart person. And he knew when he announced these demands that I could tell he wasn't serious. He knew they were unserious. And he knew that neither the president nor the other members of Congress were going to accept them. And you know what? Many Democrats know they're unreasonable as well. So that's why I say the policy part of this makes absolutely no sense. And that's because this isn't about policy. This shutdown is about politics.
So throughout this whole video, we went all around pretty much all the political persuasions, pretty much bashing Democrats for being liars, right? Manipulators, deceivers. And I think I want to play this clip by Chris Cuomo, because Chris Cuomo recently, I think I just did a video yesterday. At the time we recorded this video, it would have been yesterday, of him criticizing the current state of the Democratic Party, right? You got socialists running on it, progressives. He thinks that this party is not the party that his father ran as, his father's a part of. And he believes Democrats have lost their way. And he's going to do this, this, both sides stitch that he's been on ever since he joined News Nation. And I agree with a lot of his criticism here, but I also want to inform that Republicans haven't really changed much. Actually, you can make the argument that the way that the conservatives are currently constructed, they're more centrist than they have been in years prior. And I think Chris Cuomo, in my honest opinion, don't want to accept the reality that it's all on the Democrats. Honestly, this is how I honestly feel. This is how I honestly think. You can debate it out in the comment section, but I think our politics will be less divisive if Democrats actually were reasonable. And that's why I played that last clip from John Kennedy saying that it's not about policy, it's about politics. And Trump derangement syndrome is only based in politics, not policy, right? But politics. Because there's no way policy-wise what Chuck Schumer and the Democrats do works out in their favor. Only politics. Because the politics, at least from the Democratic side, is demanding Democrats to be oppositional to Trump, to resist Trump. But what they're inadvertently doing is putting Trump in a stronger position to carry out his agenda unopinionated. So they essentially, them doing this government shutdown effectively destroyed their opposition. Make it make sense. It's like losing a fight by default. That's what they done by not passing the CR. But they care about what? What I say on this channel that Democrats seem to care too much about? Optics. But I digress. Let's get into Chris Cuomo's commentary.
What you are about to hear from the Democrats is not true.
The Republican partisan spending bill that they introduced is not clean. Well, first of all, let's be clear. It's not a clean bill. It's a dirty bill. Well, that's all a lie. It's not a clean continuing resolution.
Listen, I like Hakeem Jeffries. I think he's got an amazing future. He's got better fights than this. This is a clean CR.
This is where one of the things I disagreed with Chris Cuomo here. I don't think Hakeem Jeffries is a good leader. I don't know what I think about him. I just think he got there because of seniority, probably, right? Like, oh, Nancy Pelosi was retiring, or she wanted to step away from the spotlight, and she elected this guy from New York, right? So he went from a California Democrat House leader to a New York Democrat House leader. Like, no, I don't think he is what the Democrats need to get back to a position where I believe they'll be competitive again. That's just me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
What does that mean, by the way? Continuing resolution. Instead of passing a real budget like they should, this just says, hey, remember the last one? Let's just continue at those levels again, all right? Now, that may mean that certain people who should get less won't, certain people who need more won't, but a clean CR means that this is an extension from the last set of, in this case, Biden's spending levels. Okay? That's what a clean CR is. This is a clean CR. Wait a minute. Cuomo disagrees with Jeffries. Jeffries must be right. Don't take my word. Take the word from the nonpartisan committee for a responsible federal budget. They say this is about as clean a CR as you could get. Okay? Again, it's a continuation of a March stopgap measure. All right? Essentially a continuation of spending levels from Biden, absent about $13 billion. But when you look at it as a function of the pie, it's literally a rounding error. I don't like that. It's a lot of money, but it's a rounding error. Again, don't take my word for it. How about taking this guy's word?
Allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option. I believe it is my job.
This is what the Denver. I remember this video very vividly. I remember reacting to the clip or playing this clip, and I was saying, "Hey, Chuck Schumer, you did a smart thing for the Democratic Party." And what did he get? How he got rewarded? He got chastised by his extreme, nonsensical voters in New York that's about to vote in possibly a socialist as mayor of New York. And now he's playing politics to pretend he's strong when he just voted on this with no pressure. Now he has to fake a fight. For what? And this is what I'm telling you. I honestly think the Democratic Party is held hostage by their radical voters. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's continue with the video.
Allowing Donald Trump to take even much more power via a government shutdown is a far worse option. I believe it is my job to make the best choice for the country, to minimize the harms to the American people. Therefore, I will vote to keep the government open and not shut it down.
And that CR he voted for is the same as this one. So what changed? AOC eyeing his Senate seat. Oh.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. Politics, not policy. And Democrats sit here trying to pretend they're about policy. And then if you ask a Democratic voter, what policies are Democrats trying to push? Oh, healthcare for illegals. Who does that appeal to? Does that appeal to most of America? No. Maybe New York, where Schumer is from. And this is what I'm talking about. Self-centeredness to the point of narcissism. That is the current state of the Democratic Party. They don't offer their policies. They don't align their policies and try to show how it's beneficial for the American people. No. It almost like they align their policies and they try to guilt trip and gaslight American people to go along with it, even though it hurts them. It hurts the American people's interest. Allowing 20 million illegals into your country and then giving them temporary legal status is not beneficial for the native people born in your country. But they push it anyway. Why? Because they benefited from politically, economically. They can use these illegals as justification for more government money. Wow. It's crazy. And many people called out the civil war that's going on in the Democratic Party. And I'm on like, this is why I'm paying attention so much to the Mandami thing. Because if Mandami wins, honestly, this will embolden more people like AOC. And based on my research on AOC, she's not a very effective congresswoman. Just like Jasmine Crockett. All they know how to do is influence, get attention. That's it. That's all they're good for. But when it actually comes to the actual politicking, actually trying to get something done, they're ineffective. That's one of the reasons why Jasmine Crockett didn't become didn't get any type of leadership in Congress. Because her own colleagues know she's ineffective when it comes to the actual work of being a congressman, of being an actual politician. AOC is in the same boat. All flash, no substance. But because she's nationally recognized, because she knows how to raise a bunch of money for her party, that's her value. And what Jasmine Crockett's value? More of the same, but she's supposed to help the black vote in Texas and she's losing the black vote in Texas. Based on the redrawn map, she may not even be a congresswoman next time around. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see when common sense will finally return to the Democratic Party. We'll finally see if the Democratic Party comes to their senses before it's too late, because they don't got a lot of time. I think they got an election in a month from now, or the time of me making this. They got 1 month left to give us a sneak peek of what 2026 could be. But I'd like to hear your thoughts and perspective in the comment section below. What you guys think about the CR bill? Do you think it's dirty? Do you believe the Democrats, Republicans? Do you believe in Chris Cuomo's idea that both parties suck? Sure, we can want better, but end of the day, you got to work with what you have, and you got to make the most of it. And from my calculation, that's the Republican Party, hands down, twice on Sunday. But I digress. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Please share this video if it's so kind. It really does help me out in the algorithm, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.